What's up, Diablo fans? And for the people that know Diablo 3, you know Diablo 3. If you sort of know Diablo 3, then okay. And if you don't know Diablo 3, well, you're going to know. But here's the thing. Diablo 4. I just want to quickly say, Diablo 3 started out really shaky. After a few weeks, it became clear that there weren't enough fun legendaries, good legendaries, and powerful enough items. We spent months farming stuff and just getting nowhere and being depressed that there wasn't enough good items in the game. There weren't enough. If you go back and listen to podcasts about Diablo 3, you're going to find out that we're sort of starting to see that similar fatigue now. Now, one of the differences, I would say that this game, Diablo 4, has launched a little bit cleaner and a little bit better than Diablo 3 slightly. Some would say it's a lot better. I just think it's a little bit better because I was entertained. But the one thing that it does have going for it is that its seasons are coming up right away. It took a while before seasons started in Diablo 3. It wasn't until about 3 months that we got fatigued in the way that we already are right now for D4. But over the next year and a half and more, we were like dead with Diablo 3. It was torturous almost. So the fact that we have a season coming up for Diablo 4 is really good. Now, Diablo has said, or Blizzard has said, the seasons are going to be bigger than Diablo 3. Well, now that we know what Season 1 is and everything involved, for the most part, I will say it doesn't really feel that way yet, unless there's something I don't know about or there are details about this season that I'm not aware of or how powerful and amazing this season is going to be, then I will wait until the patch notes to really figure that out. But what I will say is right now, I still think that Diablo 3 seasons are the thing to strive for. Now, you may think, oh, Path of Exile and things like that. Well, this isn't Path of Exile. Path of Exile is nuts, and most people playing Diablo don't want to play Path of Exile. So I will compare it to the game it should be compared to, which is Diablo 3. And eventually, Diablo 3 nailed it as far as seasons go. And I actually like, right now, looking at this, I still think I like Diablo 3 seasons better, and I like the rewards better. I don't see any rewards that I really care about in this new Diablo. So that's a problem to me because I don't care. Like, when I look at the Diablo season, I don't know. So when you get your seasonal reward for Diablo 4 after Season 1, you get some of these, like, the stuff for your horse. I honestly, I can tell you guys, I don't know why, but I don't care about what my horse looks like. I don't know what it is, but I just don't care. I don't care about the cosmetics for a horse. I don't even like the cosmetics for my character for the most part of what I see. It all looks generic and the same thing. Like, I didn't care that much about cosmetics in Diablo 3 because to me they just didn't look that different. So I didn't like the armor and the cosmetics. I didn't care, right? And so I don't care about the cosmetics of the horse. So right there, those are the major rewards that you get and then can get. So I don't really care about those or the weapon cosmetic. None of that do I care about. And so I was like, well, why did I like the Diablo 3 season rewards? Well, I'll tell you why. Because in Diablo 3, you got a portrait frame, which you look at your screen all day long, all game long, and you always see your name and the portrait around it. But in Diablo 3, you got a cool portrait frame. Like, oh, look at this portrait frame. Or you got a pet. You always have a pet that comes around with you and picks up your gold for you and everything. Well, look at the cool dragon pet this season for Season 28 of Diablo 3. Did you know Season 28 right now of Diablo 3 is going on right now? If you're a Diablo 4 player, did you know you can jump over and play Diablo 3 right now? It's awesome. The Season 28 is happening right now. Start from scratch and play the game. But there's all this cool stuff. So portrait frames and pets. There's also these rewards as well this season. Look, not cosmic wings. I wish they were. The butterfly wings. Look at those wings. You get wings on your character. They look cool. I want those. I have them actually already. But the bottom line is the armor, though, I don't care about. So already I'm like, okay, when I beat Diablo 4, or when I complete Season 1 of Diablo 4, I'm basically don't really care about all the cosmetics I'm getting. I literally don't care. I saw the cosmetics, and they're not that important to me. So now I don't even care about completing the season reward tier because I don't care about all this stuff. So right there, I'm not that interested in that. But in Diablo 3, I'm like, yes, I want those wings. Yes, I want that portrait frame. Do you know what I mean? But like, I just like, I don't get how people don't see that, and I don't know why they don't have anything like this, like glowing boots or glowing stuff or cool things that look cool. You know, wings, just stuff that stands out in a cool way. This is way cooler than what's in Diablo 4 to me. Like, why? Like, how do you not realize this? This stuff is way cooler. I think Diablo 4's rewards for the end of the season suck. Like, to be honest, I'm never going to use that stuff. Do you know what I mean? I'm never going to use that stuff. Look at this cool guy. You know, I want to complete the season. So there are some times in seasons in Diablo 3 where it's like I'm completing it because I want those things. But in Diablo 4, I just don't care. Now, real quickly about Season 1, I just want to go over it really quickly because Helltide chests, they said Helltide chests now drop, and this is already implemented now, they are going to be able to drop uniques. I didn't know they couldn't. Neither did one of the lead developer, Rob Ferguson, was like, oh my, I should know this, but I didn't know they couldn't do that. Nobody did that. So they're like, oh, guess what? Now you can get unique items. Well, guess what? I've been farming them thinking I could, and I never did. Oh, so I wasted all my time because I thought you could get uniques from Helltide chests. Well, you can't, so that was a big waste of time. Then the other day, the Helltide chests started 100% dropping the Uber uniques, and a whole bunch of people got a whole bunch of them. But guess what? I was out helping my mom with something, and I missed out on them. So I didn't get them. So are they going to roll them back and take them away from everybody, or does everybody just get to keep them? And in that case, wow, I was screwed. Like items that some people will just never ever see ever in a lifetime were just given to people randomly. So that's another problem. So they got problems there. The idea of the malignant stuff that's going on, interesting, because this was an idea that I had for a season 3 in Diablo 3. Or not season 3, but for a season in Diablo 3, I was like, it'd be cool. These rings or these jewels, they drop on the ground and you can socket them and stuff like that. However, my idea was that they temporarily lasted. So my idea was to make them like super powerful, right? They're like very, 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 very powerful. And when you get them, the second you equip them on your character, they last for like 20 minutes or 10 minutes or things like that. And then when they are expired, they're gone and you lose them forever. So they drop fairly frequently, but there's levels to them, levels 1 to 10. And a level 1 is like a small buff of something that's cool, but you're really looking for a level 10 version or a primal version or something like that. And those last, 10, 20, 30 minutes, whatever. And there's even one that drops that gives you 2 times the time on one of them. And you can only use that once on one of the items. So I had this whole idea. So all season long, like you're killing things and farming them, and they're fairly rare. Maybe they're as rare as a unique, potentially. So, that would really keep things going as opposed to permanently getting things. So anyway, that was my idea, but it's almost the same thing, but not quite. So anyway, I like the seasonal theme. I kind of like, but it just feels at this point like it's a bit underpowered. Like there could be more to it. I feel like this is one of the earlier Diablo 3 seasons, like the stand in the circles thing. I don't remember the one where we had the teal glowing item where they had, what were they, weren't legendary items, ethereal items. It's sort of like ethereal items, but there's multiple ones, but they only go on jewelry, right? So there is a limit. So anyway, I just feel like it is kind of like one of the better Diablo 3 seasons is the beginning of Diablo 4. I wish there was a little bit more to it. I also don't like the idea of having to stop and kill these things that then spawn something, and then you have to kill that thing to then get the caged heart thing. It's just like overly complicated. I don't know why right now Blizzard in Diablo 4, they seem to want to overly complicate everything. They want, and I think part of this is because they wanted things to feel like Diablo 2 again, more like you have to do things. There was such negativity about Diablo 3 that I think they have this paranoia or stigma that they have to make you work for things. We have to travel to the dungeon on a horse. You guys want to reset your characters in Paragon easily? Oh, there's a scroll of regret or a scroll of whatever the hell it is. Why do we need a scroll? Why can't we just hit the button and reset it? And if you have to make an in-game item because of you just can't do that yet for some weird reason, why not just make it drop automatically for everybody? Like 100 of them drop so you can use them and just give them out like candy. But instead we have to farm it or find it and you get one only. Like, it's what? I don't make any sense to me. So, there's just all these weird things, and I get it. We got to teleport to the Nightmare Dungeons now, but you got to click to get in, and that's only because they had to do a workaround temporarily so they could fix it for us as fast as possible while they do the real fix. That's not a problem. I understand that. You can't just snap your fingers and, you can beam right to Nightmare Dungeons, no problem. No, obviously it's going to take a month to fix that. So in the meantime, we have this workaround to teleport near the dungeon. I'm happy with that. They wanted us to manually ride our horse. Don't like it. They want us to manually cash in a scroll. Don't like it. So they want us to manually have to kill an enemy, and then it spawns another enemy that we manually have to kill that then explodes. You got to stay away from it while it explodes. That I can understand a little bit because it's like it's part of the experience of the season, but it's going to get old. So again, it's like they always want you physically completing something and doing things, which is more Diablo 2 like. And what I think we're finding out is that more of us who used to scream, no, make it like Diablo 2. This is all just stupid and fast-paced, and what happened to the nuance of, Diablo 2 and the way things were. I think that they thought that they were rolling some of that back into the game to make the game slower, to make the game more of an experience. They thought that was a good thing, and I don't blame them because a lot of us and a lot of players, especially early on in Diablo 3, said the same thing. And then later on in Diablo 3, a lot of people that weren't playing Diablo 3 said that's one of the reasons they didn't play Diablo 3. However, what I think we're finding out is that most people who are very active with Diablo at this time were active with Diablo 3, and we've gotten used to this speedy process of the game. Now we don't want to go back to the slow Diablo 2. And I think that's what you're finding. I think there's a vocal majority of old Diablo 2 players who are like 30% of the players who are screaming like, yes, give us that old slow style that matters, builds matter, and it hurts to re-roll. But I think what you're finding is the rest of everybody is divided into like, no, we don't want to do that. Whether we played Diablo 3 and now we're used to that, or we skipped Diablo 3 but now we're not really into going back to Diablo 2. So I think that 70% of the player base, I don't know these numbers to be fact, 70% of the player base just wants to, let's go, dude. I got work. Let's go. But you're finding all these other people that want to do it the other way. I get it. So it's kind of a split thing. Adding a story to the season, I don't care about that. I'm never going to play the story of the game ever again. I found it excruciating to go through the story. It was okay, but I'm not into campaigns. I don't like campaign anymore. I don't play video games for campaigns at all anymore. I don't want to do it. I don't care about the story. We have to put another character in the game, whatever, who knows what they're doing. But it's just, I don't care. I don't care about the story. I don't care playing a new story. Don't give a crap. Any elite may spawn the malignant. We talked about that. Dropping the heart. We talked about that. All items drop with a random color. You can sock it into another jewel of the same color. So you have to find matching colors to put them in. And then there's some sockets that can go any color. Okay, I kind of like that randomness, I guess. That adds a little bit more to it. But again, I feel like this season, when the announcement happened about the entire season, and I sat there after they got done with the broadcast, I thought to myself, okay, I feel like this is about a 6 out of 10. Like this is about a 6 out of 10. I just think that there has been a lot more exciting Diablo 3 seasons than this. Also, Diablo 3 eventually got stash. We don't have stash in Diablo 4. Why? It doesn't even make sense to me that they didn't add stash. Like, how do you not know that you need stash? You have a game called Diablo 3 where for years we begged for stash. And now you have Diablo 4 and you didn't know that we were going to need all this extra stash. It just doesn't make sense that they that stupid? I don't think so. They must be doing it for a reason, but then they say they aren't doing it for a reason. They're working on fixing it. So they didn't realize they needed stash tabs like this. Like that doesn't make sense to me. and you didn't realize to make the jewelry slots in a separate area to stash them in a different, like, what? How can that have been missed? You didn't realize that people want to make other builds and we need build tabs and build saves, places to save our builds? How do you not do that? How do you not know that? How is that possible? Why would you make quality of life terrible on purpose? When you have Diablo 3, the same thing happened in Diablo 3. Diablo 4 is really reminding me of Diablo 3 a lot right now. Except for it is moving faster, it feels like, that they're fixing things faster and moving faster. But the fact that we're here at all is incredibly weird to me. But I also want to say the development team in Diablo 4, they've also done an amazing job. They've also done a really good job of listening, being cool, coming up with great ideas. I love their live streams and the transparency that they've been having for the most part, I feel like. Great stuff. I think the team is awesome. I like all the people I've ever seen talk about it, work on it, whatever. So good for them. We love it. I love it. These are my complaints, but I like the game. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like Diablo 4. But right now, I just feel like Diablo 3 seasons are still better than Diablo 4. And if somebody says otherwise, you either don't play Diablo 3 anymore and you haven't played it in years, or I guess we disagree, but how could you, like, Diablo 3, seasons 20, or even season 17 to the current season, especially though 20 to 28, have been wonderful. Season 28 is phenomenal of Diablo 3. It's great. So I don't know. I mean, it's phenomenal for about 4 weeks. It's fun to play for 4 weeks. Maybe, but you're potentially looking at Diablo 4 being a 4-week game as well. A 4-week season as well before you get bored. Unless things get a little more spicy. They've got to get more spicy. I mean, I like what they're doing here, but I think blow it up even more. Make it even crazier. I think they gotta go further out with things. So many seasonal things in Diablo 3 ended up becoming permanent parts of the regular game. And so the team has said that things from the Diablo 4 seasons will potentially be permanent parts of the regular game. That's great. I also don't think that they've done a great job of explaining seasons to players. You don't have to play seasons. Don't play seasons. Doesn't matter. Don't play seasons. Fine. Play your permanent character until you get bored. That's what I did with Diablo 3. I didn't really start playing seasons in Diablo 3 until about season 11 or so. I barely played them. I just wanted to work on my main character. But once the seasons started getting really interesting, I was like, damn, I want to play that. I'm going to start over like everybody else. And then I found out that, this is fun. I become better at the game, that I can get my character from 0 to Paragon 1000 within, a couple of weeks. And that's fun. I get seasons now. I didn't get them at first. I didn't want to play them. I'm like, why would you play seasons and start over? I don't get it. That's stupid. But eventually I got it. And when I got it, it became mega fun. A ton of fun. And you'll find it fun too if you're not into seasons or you don't understand seasons. Especially if, watch some streamers. Watch some streamers on day one of the start of the season. Watch what they do. And then learn how to do it and learn how to do things a little bit better. And then do a season for yourself and have fun. Go at your own pace. And you'll start to like it. But you'll really start to like it once you've maxed out your character. I think there's a lot of people that level 77. But a lot of times in season, remember, your experience carries over. Your weapons and gear and stuff carry over. So at the end of a season, everything you had and you found and you did and your experience and everything from that character suddenly arrives on your main character. Right? So it's a way to power up your main character if you've gotten bored of the grind. And then you're like excited. You're like, damn, I was a level 89 and I was stuck. But then I started at 0 and played seasons. And now it's 3 months later and I'm going back to my level 89 character. And my level 89 character is now a 96. And it's got all this extra power. And now I'm going to jump in and I'm going to do all these things because I'm excited because it's powered up. I'm going to get to level 100 during the off season. And then in a couple of weeks, the new season begins and you jump back over. And you keep doing that. And it allows you to continuously recycle to have this sort of fun experience. And that's once you're ready to get into seasons. Maybe you won't be ready to be into seasons until season 5 or 6 or 7. But that's what I did. So I can relate to that. New uniques and new legendaries are coming. That's great. Great announcement. I don't think there's enough, but that's okay. There's a chunk of them that are coming. Like I said, seasonal journey, like Diablo 3, the idea that you can change the challenges or choose which challenges you want to complete in Diablo 4, where in Diablo 3, you're like committed to, you have to do all these challenges, 1 through 15, 1 through 15, 1 through 30, and you got to go through all these things no matter what you got to do them. So I like that there are some you don't have to do in Diablo 4. That's kind of cool. And then I like the fact that the map and some of that stuff carries over into the season from the regular character, because I don't want to have to do the renown and uncover the map all over again and do all that stuff. So stupid. I like that the devs are doing last-minute changes as best they can, even if they don't have a great workaround for it. They don't have a great solution for it yet. They have a somewhat okay workaround. I appreciate that. But, again, I just think that another major problem is that I think that this season, the seasonal theme is kind of like it feels like a 6 or 7 out of 10, where I feel like the Diablo 3 seasonal theme was better, but maybe I'm wrong. But I definitely have a problem with the seasonal rewards. Blizzard, if you can, Blizzard, you've got to add, like, I don't know, like wings to the mount, maybe glowing wings on the mount, wings to your character, portraits, bring those back, and maybe 1 or 2 other things that you can do that I would want to get cosmetically in the game. I mean, dude, I've been farming cosmic wings for like 9-10 years, and I still haven't found them, and I want them. If you told me there was something like this in the game in Diablo 4, I wouldn't want to farm any of this stuff. I don't care about this stuff. You know what I mean? I want weird portraits and weird wings and pets. There are no pets. There are no portraits that I can... maybe there is a portrait. I don't know. I haven't seen everything, but I just don't see anything that I find interesting enough that I want to get when I beat the challenge or when I beat the season or complete the season. So I could totally see myself playing the season for a little bit and then being like, oh, well, I'm gonna quit now. But in Diablo 3, it's like I don't want to not complete the season. In Diablo 3, I'm like, I've got to complete the season because I don't want to miss out on this pet. I want this guy. He looks cool. I want him. I don't want to miss out on that pet. I don't want to miss out on that pet. I don't want to miss out on these things. I don't want to miss out on the portrait, this season. I don't want to miss out on, whatever the thing is, the wings. But in Diablo 4, I feel like I could miss out on all this stuff and I don't care. Like, I'm looking at this stuff, I don't care. It reminds me of Halo. When you play Halo seasons on Xbox, I'm like, yeah, I don't really care. I don't care if I miss this stuff. So I don't know what that is. I don't know why that is. But to me, I don't really care about this stuff that I'm seeing. So whatever, if I don't complete the season, don't care. I'll kind of care about the achievements if there are any. I guess I'll kind of care about those. I'll kind of care about the XP maybe, but there's not a lot that I care about. I mean, leaderboards, but there are no leaderboards. So there's no leaderboards. There's no cosmetics I care about. And the season is like, I don't know, it's like a pretty good season. It's not what I thought in the first season. So anyway, what do you guys think about freaking fruit flies are out already. What do you guys think about this? I mean, I don't know. I know I'm unloading a bunch of stuff. I'm rambling on, but I am slightly, I'm a little bit, I don't know. I don't know what to say. It's crazy. Like, I'm not like, it's like I'm not angry about the seasonal theme, but like I'm not blown away by it. I thought I was going to be like super excited. And I'm not excited like I thought I'd be. I'm more just like, okay, all right, that's kind of cool. Let's see what happens, I guess. Like, okay. Here's another, I don't know. Transmute malignant into vengeance. I mean, I don't know. Again, like, I'm like, this reminds me of how, like, it kind of reminds me of when Diablo 3 had the first somewhat decent season where it was like, okay, that's something different. all right. It's not double goblins. It's, you know, you remember the season when there was like the I don't know, like the shard things. I don't know. It's just like, I guess it's just not as impactful as I thought it was going to be. But there's going to be other class changes and things like that, so we got to wait for the patch notes. Overall, I think it's still a thumbs up. You know, I would give this a thumbs up, but I really liked the stream that they did. I liked all these guys. I liked the girl they had on the last time, too. Like, they were all very nice, informative, good. Pez Radar did good. There's not much else to say. I'm just going to babble on at this point. So that's it, man. I'll get out of here. What do you think? Let me know. Leave a comment. And what do you think about Diablo 3 seasonal rewards, especially cosmetically, versus what we're getting here in Diablo 4? Hard to believe that I think the kind of cartoonier Diablo 3 like is better. Like I never thought I would say this. They've got it. I don't know, bro. As far as I'm concerned, I will probably play more of Diablo 3 at this point. I'll see you guys in the next video. It's Evil Spectrum 3, and I'm out of here. To Evil Spectrum, they try to shut me down, but I won't let them. You're tuned in to Evil Spectrum. You're tuned in to Evil Spectrum, so grab your credit card and drop some dough, son.